fellow wholehearted. Welcome to AM Flow with Hang. In today's segments, I want to share with you my perspective on how you can be a more empowered empath. This conversation is inspired by my recent conversation with my niece, also a fellow empath. And one of the things that she brought up is, Auntie Hang, what do I do when I'm in a situation that I feel so much and I need to cry, but then I feel so judged, I feel so weak, I feel so vulnerable. And in that essence, she doesn't feel very empowered. Can you relate to that? Being an empath, you feel a lot. You feel your own feeling. You feel the feeling outside of you, and you feel your feeling is intensified relative to the rest of the world. So sometimes life happens, right? You have situation, you have people that trigger those feelings out of you, whether it's yours or not. It can feel very overwhelming in the seconds, and in that moment, in that vulnerability, it doesn't feel empowered. So how do you stay empowered in that? And that's why I'm inspired to make this video, to connect with you and to inspire and empower you, to be the empath that you are, and to be empowered and centered in who you are. So let's say when you're in the situations where you feel you're about to lose it because you feel so much, right? So what do you do in that situation? How can you stay empowered in that? There's two ways you can show up in those moments, and here are the two. One, my friend, in that moment, depend on the setting. I don't know whether you're a CEO, you run a big meetings, or what kind of power you have in the situation. You could let people around you know that I need a moment, and remove yourself from that situations, and fully grounded in what you are experiencing. I am being triggered by this. If you're in a relationship or if you're in a business meeting, like, guys, just hold off. Let's table this. Let's pause for a moment. I need a few minutes. So remove yourself from the situation and to go to the space and time to process that emotion. So if you're in a work setting, you can go in the bathroom, you can do some EFT tapping, you can do some breathing, whatever it is, to bring you back to center. So you make the choice to leave. Now, I've shared this with clients. I have psychiatrists as client, I have CEO as client. It's very, you're in a powerful position, and even in the temporary feeling of disempowered, you can make that choice to empower yourself, to honor you, to make that space and time to process right away and come back in 3 minutes. Because with proper tool, you can turn that emotion around in a few minutes. So that's one thing you can do. Now, the second thing that you can do, if you're in the situation that literally is not serving you, you cannot get out, because there are situations like that. You are in the midst of the fire. And this is the inner process that for you to decide in that moment to be there for yourself, within yourself. Now, this is the context that I'm sharing this is you have free choice, you have free will. And your will is very powerful. You can make the decision in the moment as the captain of your ship, as the observer of this whole body that you're in right now, to tell your body at this moment, I got it. I'm acknowledging what's happening. And you put a stop to it. And a stop meaning not to suffocate the feeling that you experience, not to stuff it down. Because a lot of us have done that in the past. That's why I come back and bite an ass. I'm a master of that. I was so sensitive to fear of judgment. I was so sensitive to the world that I shut off to not even feel anything, right? And it show up in, different kind of pain later on in life. So I'm not suggesting that. What I'm suggesting you to do is consciously making the decision in a moment and tell your system to put a table on that feeling. You can do it by catching a few deep breaths in a moment and breathe back to your center right in the moment. Or you can do silent imaginary EFT as a form of tapping, or you can do your own mantra, depending on what your spiritual belief is, to get yourself back centered in that moment. And make a promise to yourself, only if you can follow through, obviously, is I'm going to make space and time to process this emotion, allow this emotion to move through. And that space and time could be you sitting and let it out. It could be you driving and let it out. Or it could be you go seeing your therapist and talk about it, or it could be you go seeing your coach and process and heal whatever the deeper the issues is that trigger that in the first place, so you can stay true and connect to the higher version and essence of yourself. Are you following me on this? So that's the second way that you can do it. And the third way is you could combine the one of the two. You remove yourself from the situation, you short-term table it and tell yourself, I'm going to deal with it later, depend on how intense the situation is. But the point is, you can make the decision to be in a moment. You can make the decision to be you and ground in who you are. Own it. Own that you're a freaking empath. You don't have to look at it as a curse. I look at it as a curse for the longest time. Look at it as a gift that you have the ability to connect with yourself so deeply. You have the ability to connect to other people so deeply that you see and feel things coming even before they come. That's the gift, if you choose to ground yourself in that. But what happened is the world is insensitive and you are a sensitive being. So sometimes that's frictions. And it's very easy to change who you are to conform to what the world asks of you, or to make it easy short term. My invitation for you to this as a messenger to your life right now at this precise moment is I'm asking you not to change who you are to fit the situation, to ground in yourself even more as who you are, and to learn to be okay within yourself regardless of the situations, and make that choice for yourself to work around who you are. Don't change who you are to fit the world. Ground in yourself and let the world does what the world does, and then you ground yourself in that. And that's how you can stay empowered as an empath. It's a beautiful gift to be an empath, and sometimes it can feel challenging. I get it, because we're in the midst of overwhelming feeling. It feel like forever. It feel like you can't get out. But you know this, all the feeling that you're experiencing is as deep as you're feeling is all gonna pass. And sometimes you feel those vicious cycle of feeling. You can get tired of being tired of feeling it. And it is what it is. One of the best gifts you can do for yourself is embrace who you are. Embrace that you are sensitive and you are empathic. And use that gift to lead. Use that gift to love. Use that gift to create, to experience life to the fullest. My friend, thank you for being here, for connecting with me. Honor who you are. If you feel this video is useful for some empath that you know, share it with them so they can be more empowered. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and set the notification, and we'll let you know when the next Inspired AM video come out to you. Thank you so much for being here. Sending you big hugs from my heart to yours, and from Hawaii to wherever you are in the world. Aloha.